You know I had to pull it out. You know I had to pull it out. Get in here. It's time to get laser focused. Blinders on. It is time. Tag your teammates. Share in your pages. It's time to go to work. No more distractions. No more distractions. Time to get your mind right. Time to get laser focused. Get in the game. Get everybody in the game. Get intentional. Get serious about how you are going to take massive action in your business. Massive action in your business. Because let's get to the nitty-gritty here. Let's be real honest. It does not matter if you know all the things. It does not matter if you've just been given all the tools. It does not matter if you are a genius. It does not matter if you are the prettiest girl in town. It does not matter any of those things. You could be the most popular person in school, okay? Here's the deal. None of it matters unless you are going to take massive action in your life and in your business right now. But that means you have to make a decision and show up for that decision, that choice that you make every single day. Every single day. By the way, my name is Abby Vanasuk. I am a lead platinum director at Lime Life by Alcone. If you don't know me, now you know. I am self-proclaimed an emotional gangster. A self-proclaimed and emotional gangster. You know why? Because I might cry for 5 seconds because you hurt my feelings. I might cry for 5 seconds because somebody tells me I can't, or tells me the word no, or calls me names, or says a little thing on my post about that I didn't use proper lighting, or because they didn't like something that I said. I might cry for 5 seconds, but then I shift, I get laser focused, and I let it fuel my fire, because you know what? Nobody's going to stop me from what God called me to do. Nobody's stopping me from my purpose, and I'm serious. I'm serious about what it takes to get there, and I've been doing it for over 3 years now, and I've never stopped being excited about this opportunity. Because let's face it, this opportunity has completely changed my life. And I'm not saying that mildly. I'm saying that obnoxiously. This opportunity has obnoxiously changed the course of my life. Because I don't know if you know anything about me, but I suffered from severe postpartum depression and anxiety before Lime Life. And I'm not saying I don't ever go into those bouts of anxiety. I'm not saying that my life is perfect. I'm not saying that I don't get into arguments with my husband and that I'm not a hot mess mom express. I'm not saying any of those things. I have those moments, but I know how to shift. I know how to own it now. I know how to claim what's mine, and I know how to fuel and go after it. Because I don't let distractions get in my way. I don't, you guys, when I joined Lime Life, November 1st, 2016, I had no idea what I was doing. I just did this because I prayed to God for him to open this door for me. And I didn't know what this door meant, but he opened it for me. So I walked through this door, and all of a sudden, all this magic started happening. I started realizing like I was being called to something bigger than me. Bigger than me. But this is what I was praying on. So I had to follow this, okay? So I started putting my life into action. I started utilizing this company, this vehicle, because they have the best products on the planet. They have the best compensation plan on the planet. They have the best community. We have the best corporate staff. We have the best of the best of the best. The best. Okay? So I started utilizing this. My first month in, I quadruple promoted to director, and 2 months after that, I hit star director. I was able to quit my job. Technically, my dad fired me because I was making too much money at Lime Life and he couldn't afford to pay me anymore. And then 4 months after that, I hit senior director with no network marketing experience whatsoever. None. I was an enrolling machine. But I don't know if you know anything about this, because this is the things that I don't talk about, because I don't let it get in my head, because if I would have let all these things get in my head, and I'm going to tell you right now, because I think it's important that you know my struggles. I think it's important that you know, because it's the same struggles that are stopping you. I just didn't let it stop me. This is what happened on my journey, okay? So I walked in the doors, and the first person, not the first person, because my sister-in-law was the first person I ever recruited. God bless her soul, because she's amazing for trusting me, right? Okay, so one of my first people I was prospecting, I didn't know anything about network marketing, and she went and signed up with somebody else, and I was devastated. I called my sponsor, Jenny, bawling my eyes out, and I was like, how could she do this to me? My life is over. I'm never going to recruit again. What just happened? Like, I can't do this. And she's like, Abby, like, you are magical. You can do this. You have the power. Like, it's one person. Like, I see this light in you, sister, and you're going to go the distance. It's one person. And I said, okay, it's one person. You're right. It's one person. So what did I do? I let it fuel me, and I became a top recruiter in the company that month. I let it fuel me. I shifted and I let it fuel me because I knew I was being called to something bigger. Okay? That I bawled my eyes out, but then I got super gangster and I went and claimed what was mine. And I became a star director. Okay? So then it was like 3 months after that, you guys, we literally, who was here in 2017 when we literally had concealer on the shelves? We were like back ordered on foundation for like 6 to 8 weeks out. People were bawling their eyes out, like, how am I gonna do this business? We had so many bumps, so many kinks in the road. We had to put a freeze on enrollment because we couldn't enroll anybody else because people were pounding down the doors, trying to get in the doors of Limelight because this was the place to be. Everybody was so excited. Dana was a mad woman. Like, she was literally recruiting everybody in her whole entire state. And we had to shut down enrollment at a period of time. This was April, okay? And I was already an executive, right? And I wanted so badly to push for the top of the company because I had hit star director and we were building for this. And then they shut down enrollment and we only had concealers on the shelves. I was like, what in the world are we going to do? Like, I can't go for senior. My team's pushing for promotions. How are we going to do this? So that month, April, I only re-ranked as a lead director, and I was devastated because now my paycheck took a dip. But what I said was, because I knew they were opening enrollment the next month, and that was May, I said, I'm never going to see my paycheck dip like that ever again because I was used to seeing it somewhere else, and that paycheck was changing my life. It was my responsibility to create the hype and the excitement. Even though I was devastated that I couldn't bring people in, even though I was devastated that there wasn't, like, my customers weren't getting foundation because they were flying off the shelves because literally we have the best foundation in the world. Literally we have the best products in the world and everybody wanted them. It had nothing to do with people didn't want these products and we can't sell these products. It's because we couldn't keep up with demand. It's because we have the best products on the planet that everybody wanted them. You know why they wanted them? Because we were excited about them and we were talking about them. Even though we didn't even have them in stock, we were excited about them. We were excited. We had wait lists going for when we were shutting down enrollment because we wanted people in the doors here so badly. I mean, we signed up so many people when they opened the doors again for enrollment. It was crazy. Crazy. And guess what I did in May? I hit senior director. Boom! I had my biggest enrollment month ever and I hit senior director and I hit my first $10,000 paycheck. 7 months into the company, no foundation on the shelves. Enrollment freeze. I never let any of those things get in my way. I might have cried for 5 minutes thinking, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But I never let it to distract me from my calling and from my purpose because I was called here and I was changing lives and I believed in that. And I believed in what we were doing here. And too many times I see people get distracted by BS. This girl doesn't like me. This person said no to me. This thing's out of stock. This girl's been here only for 2 months and she recruited past me. She ranked up past me. Oh my gosh, this person left my team. This teammate didn't get active, so I missed my promotion. You guys, this is all weeds. You're in the weeds. You let one little thing stop you from getting to that next level, and you think now it's a setback turns into like, I'm a failure, I'm giving up, it's her fault, it's the company's fault. You guys, so many people point fingers. Stop pointing fingers. You are responsible for your success. You are responsible for your success. And if you are not excited about this, nobody else is going to believe you. Nobody is going to believe you. Just like Gary said earlier, nobody wants to join your direct sales company. Nobody wants to join your company. Nobody wants to buy your products. In fact, everybody is so sick and tired of having somebody show up in their inbox, inviting them on another opportunity. They're so sick and tired of seeing another Facebook Live pop up of somebody not passionate and trying to sell them something because it's so like scripted and nothing about it is speaking, change my life, I need this. Nothing about it. You have got to be authentic. You've got to get vulnerable. You got to believe it. And you have got to be consistent every single day. If you get distracted, if you get in the weeds, if you point fingers, this will not happen. It will not happen. And you know what? You got to be tougher than that, sis. You got to be tougher than that, sis. This is not an easy path. And you're treating it like a burden. You're like, oh my gosh, shoot. Like, I spent $169 to start a business. And, oh, this is so hard. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously, like, where else on this planet can you get $400 worth of makeup, start a business, become a millionaire, and you're complaining about it? You're complaining about it. One person doesn't get active and then it like destroys your whole life. One person goes and signs up with somebody else and now like that person is like a terrible person. Somebody leaves your team and goes to another company and all of a sudden like your life is over. Your life is not over. You are responsible for going out and finding somebody. There's been people that have left my team all the time. I've had complete director lines fall apart. I just go rebuild. Because there's millions and billions of people out in this world that need this opportunity. And just because in that moment it wasn't for that person anymore and they needed to go seek another opportunity, my life is not over. Yours isn't either. And you're getting distracted by things that don't matter because this opportunity is so much bigger than us. It's so much bigger than us. And you know why? Because we are here to serve people. We are put on this earth to serve people. And you have a golden ticket, a vehicle to serve people. 76% of America lives paycheck to paycheck. 76%. And a lot of you probably are still doing that. And I feel bad because it does not have to be that way. But what you have to do is be hungry. You've got to be starving. You can't get distracted. You've got to put your blinders on and you've got to show up every single day hungry, starving. I'm telling you, that is the only way that it's going to happen for you. I didn't walk into this company, this person. I lacked confidence. I had postpartum depression. I couldn't stand in front of you today screaming at you, telling you all the things that you're doing wrong. I'm just kidding. But listen, I come from a place of love and I'm not a pleaser because I threw being a pleaser out the window when I decided that I wanted to change lives. And my people pleasing wasn't serving anybody. Me telling you what you want to hear doesn't serve you. Now me telling you what you need to hear, that serves you. But only if you take that and utilize it. This company has everything that people need to change their life. Everything. Everything. But you've got to do the work. You have got to go out there. And you know what I was doing? I was going into bridal shops. I was going into coffee shops. I was putting together my own vendor events. Like, that's how crazy I was. I was up till midnight every night, up at 5 a.m., fired up to do this business. I was Facebook Live twice a day. I had like this yellow Conair, yellow lighted $30 mirror before I got a Reiki because I couldn't afford a Reiki at that time. And I would go live. My lighting sucked. I was horrible at going live, but I did it twice a day and I got better because I exercised that muscle that made me better at this. I took pictures of myself every day. I got on Pinterest and I learned quotes, and I fell in love with who I was becoming, and I shared my journey every single day. I showed up for myself because I never wanted to go back to the person that I was before my wife. Never. I don't ever want to see her again. Ever. So if this entire team falls apart and I have to start all over, I will, because I am dedicated to keeping on changing my family's life and other people's lives around me. I am not distracted. I am laser focused on what I need to do. When something doesn't work out, I change the course, I change the path. You've got to be able to change the path and change directions all the time. You cannot get focused on one thing. You've got to be everywhere all the time. And you use these excuses. And I'm going to be honest, you use your insecurities, the things that people have told you in the past, like you're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, or you never graduated college, or whatever those things. You're using those things and you're letting them sit in your head and create stories. And now you're like using that as a crutch. Like, well, I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or whatever. Like, you use that now. Like, nobody cares about any of those things. Nobody cares. Those things don't make you successful. What makes you successful is you being determined, hungry, and gritty, and start hustling for it. That's the only thing that any one of the women that have been speaking to you did. Because you have noticed we are all different. We have different personalities, different flavors. But we all hustled. We were hungry for it. We saw what this was doing. But like, I'm going to be honest with you. All those things holding you back, like, I might feel bad for 2 seconds, but I got to get real. Like, all those things are stopping you. Every single one of those things that you continue to tell yourself and then you say them out loud to other people, they're stopping you. And this world keeps on going. And the majority of people live like tomorrow's promised. Like, you're going to wake up tomorrow. Like, what if you don't? What if you don't? It's not promised. You need to live now. Now. Stop. Stop holding yourself back. Stop making excuses and start getting hungry for it. When somebody leaves, you go find somebody else. When somebody doesn't get active, you ask them how you can help them. And if they're not in it, you go find somebody else. There's so many people that need this opportunity. And where are you looking? Who are you looking for? Identify the people that are hungry. Are you going strictly like, oh, well, that girl's really good at makeup. She'd be brilliant at this. No. Find people that need to change their life. Find people you can help. Pay attention to who you're talking to. Start getting to know people. Have conversations. Be genuine. I heard Dana talk about it. Serve people. Help people. Be genuine. That's how you find your people. Not everybody likes me. I mean, I get messages all the time like saying that I'm a little hard on people, that I offend people. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I've just really learned to own who I am. Doesn't mean that I don't stand in front of you guys fearful of what you might think. It just means that I don't let it stop me because it doesn't serve you. And if you want to take what I say or what anybody else says the wrong way, that means that you've got some insecurity about that. That means maybe you're hearing something that you're not ready to hear. Because I love you. And I want more for you. And I know what this has done to change my life and so many people's lives. And I want it to change yours. But when you don't show up, you don't want it to change yours. Period. You don't want it to change your life bad enough. Okay, so I want to do a little exercise. I want everybody right now to drop in the comments their dream paycheck. What is your dream paycheck? Drop it in the comments. I want to see this. I'm really, really interested in what your dream paycheck is. Because I know my first year in, my dream paycheck was $10,000. Like I was going to make that, and I was playing really small. At the time, I didn't think I was playing small, but I didn't know the possibilities. Like I saw people putting like 50,000 and I'm like, oh my God, she's crazy. Like, what? No, you can't make $50,000 in a month. What? You're crazy. No, like, that's insane, okay? But and then I made that in 7 months, and I was like, wait a minute. Now I really do got to put 50,000. So I do want to see, okay, Charlotte says 10K, Sammy says 15K, Jenny says 85K. Okay, so my dream check is it's 50 now. I'm going to go higher, but I want to reach that 50. I'm getting close. I'm going to tell you that. I'm getting close. But here's the situation here. Like, let's get real honest about this. When you see my hustle, you see Jenny's hustle, and you see these platinum leaders hustle, not who they are, not the pink hair, not the razzle dazzle, not the mother hustler that Jenny is, not like the straight shooter like Dana is. Like, I'm talking the hustle. I'm talking the grit. I'm talking how they show up. Okay? Consistency for the amount of time they've been here. Who they've proven to be, their integrity. When you guys are writing these numbers down, do you feel like you are somebody that deserves a $10,000 paycheck based on the amount of work that you put into this? Do you feel like you're showing up every day that like somebody that should get paid $10,000 a month? Just asking. I just want you to be really honest with yourself. Because these checks, like, I want you to dream. Trust me, I am an irrational dreamer. I am that girl who walks through $1 million homes and, like, stands on the dock out on the lake, and I'm, like, looking, and I was with my realtor, and I do this because, like, I'm an irrational dreamer, and, like, I'm going to have that home. I know I will. And I'm standing out on the dock with my realtor, and he's like, can you imagine this? Like, because I'm getting there. He's like, doctor, lawyer, pink-haired makeup girl, dentist, therapist. It's like, it's crazy to me that like I'm making the same amount of money that like the doctors in my town make. Probably more. That's insane, right? But let's be real here. Let's be real. Do you show up every single day, and have you, since you've been here, like you should be paid $5,000 a month? Yeah. I mean, look at your comments. I love that you're dreaming this. I want you to have that. But you got to start acting like you deserve it. You got to act like you deserve it. You got to go bigger. You got to be everywhere all the time. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be on TikTok. You got to be on Instagram. You got to be doing in-home parties. You got to be doing vendor events. You got to be adding to your stories. You got to be talking to people. You got to have 1 to 3 conversations a day. You got to be intentional. You got to be laser focused. You cannot get distracted. That's what it takes. You cannot get distracted, and you got to be everywhere. In fact, if you were everywhere all the time, you wouldn't have time to be distracted. That's a thing. That's a problem. Like, I am who I am because I literally do not have time with having 3 kids under the age of 6, running them everywhere. My husband works 12-hour days. I lead a team of almost 2,500. I don't have time to be distracted because if I get distracted, I don't show up for myself, and I don't show up for anybody else the way that I need to. That's the bottom line. Stop getting in a scroll hole. Stop comparing your journey. Stop paying attention to what everybody else around you is doing, and put your blinders on and get focused. You've got to be doing everything. And when you do everything, everybody will start to believe you, and you will make your dreams come true. That dream check will be yours. That dream check will be yours. I promise you that. I promise you that, because it happened for me and I've seen it happen for other people, but you can't get distracted. All right? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a call to action. And this is really important. I want you guys to get serious about this. Like, I don't know how many of you out there have YouTube. And if you don't have YouTube, it's time to get a YouTube channel. And this is actually the perfect video to start this off with. And we are actually going to do a drawing for everybody that does this call to action. You have 1 week to do it, okay? Starting tomorrow, Friday to Friday, okay? You're going to, if you have a YouTube channel, great. If you don't, you got to create one, okay? You are going to upload a video of yourself that says why I Lime Life. Because let's be really honest. When you go to YouTube, you know, there'll be people on there that are like, why I left this company, or why I left this company, or why. We need more positivity that says why I Lime Life. I want when people go to YouTube, it's exploding with all these women saying why they Lime Life. Because you guys are here with purpose. And we love this company. We do. This company's changing our lives. We have each other. We need to celebrate that. We need to come together and unify. We need to all upload videos to YouTube saying why I Lime Life. And you hashtag the crap out of that video. Hashtag the crap out of that video. Okay, so when you do that, we're going to put like a tagged post at the top of the Fempire. As soon as you do that, you want to drop that link to your video in that post so we can go watch each other's, go comment, go like them. And that's how you get into the drawing. And then next Friday, we will draw a winner for one of the Raise the Bar necklaces, okay? That's a call to action. As well as the call to action Gary gave you, as a call to action Ashley gave you, as a call to action Melanie gave you. We all gave you some sort of call to action. And I know it's a little overwhelming because you got all the things, but you have so much information, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. I mean, you might, but then you get back up and then you fail again, and then you get back up and then you fail again. Because the only reason that myself or Kendall or Jenny or Dana or Melanie or Mary Kay or anybody can sit up here and tell you these things is because we have failed so many times. Like, we could sit and laugh about all the funny things that have happened to us, all the crazy things, the names we've been called, the things we've had to endure, the devastations. Like, we failed so many times, but we didn't get distracted. We got back up and we kept going. Okay? Because we're gangsters like that. All right? So, that's your call to action. Okay? So right now, I'm going to give away another necklace before you hop off, okay? And I just want to thank you guys so much. Like, this means everything, you guys showing up for this. This was awesome. Like, this lets us know you are ready to do this thing, because not one of us can do this alone. We need each other, you guys. Like, in order to make Lime Life as big as we want it to be, we need to stick together and we need to do this together. We need to explode this, because here's another truth bomb. Here's another truth bomb. Nobody can half-ass this and then expect to go anywhere else. You can't open a boutique. Can't go to another company. You can't open another business doing the same amount of work you're doing here, and going over there, doing that same amount of work and expecting a 5K paycheck. Like, this takes time. This takes consistency. This takes belief. This takes hustle, grit, determination, heart, passion. It takes all of those things. So it isn't about where you're at. It's about you choosing to show up. That's what it's about. That's it. Okay? So, in order to get into the last drawing of the night, I want you to hashtag I'm committed to raising the bar. I know it's a long hashtag, but I want to hear it from you. Hashtag I am committed to raising the bar. Okay? And I'm going to wait till I see that, because I know it's a long one to write out. You had no idea what I was going to say just there. All right? So, when I see the first person that I see, because you know, like, there's a delay, and we've all heard it. Hashtag I am committed to raising the bar. Let's see it. Let's see it. I'll even get this out. And I will announce your name on the megaphone. All right? Oh, you guys are so welcome. I love you so much. I love you so much. Shonda Swanson! You just earned yourself a Raising the Bar necklace. Way to go, girlfriend. Way to go. That's the first one I saw. If there was other ones, I'm sorry. I'll even screenshot it, because some people, like, want that proof. But I swear, like, That's what I saw. Okay. But like what I really want you to do, you guys, seriously, blinders on, get focused, get intentional, stop getting distracted, and stand in your integrity and your belief, because it's really important that you show up. And specifically to the leaders, if you're a leader and you're on here and you're watching this and you might have been on fire and then you allowed yourself to take a step back and your team maybe has fallen apart a little bit, I've got to be really honest. If you would have shown up every single day as much as you did when you were fired up, you would be at the top of this company. Okay? Executive leaders. But here's the thing. I get it. Like sometimes we get to a place and we get exhausted or we get a little tired and we don't want to show up as big because we're getting a little cushy. Like that paycheck's good. But I'm telling you, you are here to change more lives. So if you're a leader and you're ready to go all in and get rebuilding and get going and let's do this again, or if you want to become a leader, whatever the case may be, you cannot ask your team to do anything that you're not doing because they feed off of your energy. If I would have invited my 200 people that I've recruited since I've been here, and not all of them are still here, but 200 people that I've recruited since I've came to Lime Life, and I wouldn't have shown up for them, I wouldn't be a lead platinum because they believed in me. And then when you don't show up, they lose trust in you. You've got to stand in integrity. You've got to do what you say you'll do because actions and words are two completely different things. You have to show up. You've got to do exactly what you're telling everybody else to do. And you should be doing it quicker. If you're asking your team to get active, you already better be active. And if you're an executive, you need to be executive active. If you're an executive, you need to be platinum active. Okay? That's the T. I'm just kidding. But no, you really do. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had an incredible last couple of days. And thanks for letting me yell at you. All right? Bye.